Warning, spoilers are present in this podcast.
Third World Cinema Club.
Hello guys, Third World Cinema Club Special Edition. We are here at the block screening of Kung Paano Siya Nawala, and we have a very special guest with us, Ms. Rian Ramos. Please introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, I'm so happy to be on the show. This is Rian playing Shana on Kung Paano Siya Nawala.
Alright, so this little podcast will have a few spoilers. So unless you want to be spoiled by the film, go watch it first and then come back to us. So Rian, congratulations on your film. Ganda.
Thank you.
In particular actually nung una kong panood, mabigat siya, pero hindi naman ako naiyak. Pero pag uwi ko sa bahay, nung nakita ko na yung parang fiancé ko, parang humagulgul na ako.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I didn't expect na hahagulgul ka at all. Or anyone from the audience.
Blubbering mess. Pero yun, talagang nagustuhan ko siya. And I guess yung isa sa questions ko about the film, yung character ninyo ni JM, they're like opposites. Even sa pangalan you may inano ko sa Instagram na your name Shana was short for Darshana.
Yes.
which means sight. Tapos si Leo from Cecilio means blind.
Yeah.
So doon pa lang parang may opposites na yung kumbaga yung dimensions ng characters niya. Pero yun nga I saw this as a love story of two people who desperately tried to try to make a relationship work kahit despite their differences. Ayun. So yun, comment lang yun. So yung first question, your character's little sister here, si Nisha, she died of chickenpox, and as we see, yung isa sa mga malalaking character flaws ni Shana is umiinom siya, ganon. When you were formulating your character, did you take into account yung trauma niya from her sister's death na probably a direct or indirect cause of yung kanyang substance problems in the film?
So the way I put Shana together was I felt that when her sister died, the domino effect started happening. She started finding it hard to connect to her family. She didn't want to talk to them. And then when she has a scene with Leo, ayun nga, talking about, hindi kami gaano ka-close when she's talking about her brothers and her parents. I feel like what Shana and her family has gone through are probably things that every family goes through, except that she couldn't find it in herself to open up to them, so they could never fix problems that all other families, or not all other families, but some other families are able to fix. Parang I felt that Shana has this inability to connect with people, and that's why that's what the drinking problem is stemming from. Tsaka para bang may factor siya na medyo ikinahihiya niya yung totoong siya, which is why nilalasing niya na lang para there's a version of her that yung hindi niya kailangan mag-isip, hindi niya kailangan i-second guess yung ginagawa niya, kung likable ba siya o hindi. Ayun, parang that's where I think the drinking problem helps her with.
Now that you see it, may paradox din na yun nga, sinabi ko na parang on the surface they look different, pero in the way na they both have difficulty connecting with other people. Parang with Leo, it's partly biological. It's a biological thing, the face blindness, and then with you, yun nga yung sinabi mong so in a way, even if they're different, they're also alike in a way, no?
Yeah, I think that what draws them together is Shauna actually really has a true understanding for Leo, but she doesn't show why she understands. She kind of likes kasi the whole vagueness na hindi niya kailangan sabihin yung problems niya, and then she'll focus on his problems na lang because she gets to escape her own. Pero sa totoo lang, gets niya si Leo na yung mga insecurities na nararamdaman ni Leo, nararamdaman niya din yon, mas magaling lang siya magtago. So, kaya niya nilalapitan, tinutulungan, kasi gets niya.
Yeah, nakarelate din ako in the way na, kasi yung my day job is a medical professional. So, I've read parang articles about how people experience face blindness. And in fairness, na-capture naman ng film. And for some people, although the experience varies from person to person, parang yun nga, some people with face blindness, they just see bits and pieces of the person instead of the whole. Kasi pag yung buo yung tiningnan mo, kaya hindi nila ma-recognize yung tao. Parang in that way, parang parang yun din yung pagkaano ko dun sa film is, si Shauna, si Leo pala, gusto niyang alamin yung kabubuan ni Shauna. Parang parang in direct contradiction to his nature na he only sees bits and pieces. And ayun parang futile siya. Tapos in a way parang dun yung tragedy. Parang he's trying to fight against his own nature but he can't. Pero at the same time, yung one of the more interesting parts of the film to me was even if face blindness figures prominently in the film, it's not like the central conflict that drives them apart Kasi there was one scene near the end na sinabi mo kay Leo na parang minsan baka hindi naman dahil sa sakit mo yung pagkagago mo, kumbaga. And I paraphrase, yung dahil the fact talaga na gago ka. Yun. So
okay, I heard from you earlier nga that you felt very affected by the film, and parang by the time you got home, you were already crying about it. I think the reason that our film is able to affect people's emotions and feelings is even if our audience does not have face blindness, they can't relate to having face blindness. It's because face blindness is what drives Leo's insecurities. The film is really about people that have their own battles to deal with before they get into a relationship. And the thing is, Leo and Shauna, the both of them, did not face their own demons before meeting each other. So it happened during their relationship. So I think everyone has their own version of face blindness. It doesn't have to be face blindness. It could be, for example, for Shauna, a past that she doesn't want to talk about because she doesn't want to feel weak. She wants to be strong. For some people, ayun nga, it could be a drinking problem. It could be any kind of problem that you just don't want to face about yourself yet. Maybe you're not yet ready. So it's really a story more about that and how that affects a relationship. Kasi, ayun nga you can see na si Leo and si Shauna during their relationship, individually, hindi nila mahal sarili nila. They haven't battled kasi their inner demons yet. So you can really see na at the end, simple lang naman talaga yung message na movie. We just have a very different way of telling this story. But you have to love yourself to be able to truly give to another.
Yeah. Jim, do you have any questions?
Hi, I'm Jim.
Hi. Yes.
I have a question kasi na-observe ko with your movie characters, like after Silo, Saving Sally, and now here in Kung Paano Siya Nawala, your movie characters opt to be charming at first, then may dark side, which means you're not afraid of taking risks when it comes to your characters. Ang question ko, what made you accept this project and decide to produce it?
most definitely, that's how I feel about accepting roles. I really want to do more roles that have a tendency to scare me a little bit, not too much of the safer ones na feeling ko gamay ko. I mean, I have been acting for a little over a decade, and there are certain roles that I feel like parang I've done that, so kaya ko na yan. Kaso lang, that's when I stopped learning din kasi, and I always want to improve myself and be better, and the more complex the role that I accept, the more I get to have workshop at the same time as I'm doing my job, so that next time I can do something better, diba? This particular role, si Shana, I feel like it's a scary place to go because and I found it also very difficult to pull off kasi nga the entire movie is told through the eyes of Leo, which means if Leo is not in the same room, you will never know what Shana is doing. You'll never know what she's going through or how she feels. The only version of Shana that you're gonna see is the version of her that she chooses to show to Leo. So I think every person is different in front of your family, different in front of your friends, different at work, and different at home, or like different when you're alone. And that's the only real version of a character that you can see, whether it be like us, real people, or characters that we make up. It's only when they're alone in the rooms that you go, ganyan pala siya.
Okay.
Or, okay, bad day pala yun, or something. So, I accepted this knowing that, and parang I felt like it was going to be a challenge to pull off like how specific I needed to be about my thoughts and the way I presented myself. If what I'm showing him is the same as what I'm thinking, because sometimes it's not. There are scenes na parang ito yung sasabihin ko, pero iba yung nasa isip ko. You know, we have scenes like that when after a very awkward party, I'm printing photos and putting them on the wall, and you know, I'm questioning if I should tell him the truth about, you know, someone that he met at the party, or if I shouldn't. Parang ganun. So we have a lot of scenes like that, and I just really wanted to take on that kind of challenge.
How was it working with JM De Guzman?
So wonderful. It was so wonderful. I felt like we could understand each other off the bat. When we had workshop, like we had 2 workshop days right before starting the film. And already we just did like a trial reading pa lang. As in, we didn't memorize our lines yet, but we were already, I could feel like us bouncing the feelings off each other already. So it was very immediate, not something like we had a hard time working on, the chemistry or like the bravery to show feelings to one another or to show intimacy. So he made my life very easy.
How would you describe yung experience mo as a producer of this film?
I would say the concern is greater. Well, the concern naman talaga was greater for the script, which is why I opted to become a producer. So it's really something more to do with how much I love the script. The producer part of it is really, to be honest, I mean, whether it makes money or not is not a true concern of mine. The reason why I decided to co-produce was because I just wanted to make sure that it happened, and it happened right. I mean, I haven't looked at producing as a business yet for me. I just kind of asked for it just to make sure that things went smoothly and and happened in the way that we dreamed.
Okay. Sa tagal mo na sa industriya, Rian, do you still have dream roles pa ba?
Oh yeah, I definitely think that a lot of our action genre characters are not parang in touch with their emotions enough. I would like a character that, as much as it's an action, you can see the inner battle of this person as well, like to make that clear. Kasi, parang I feel like every person is multi-dimensional, and I see our genre here in the Philippines of action to be very, very strong, like halos no weaknesses, and you can't see the flaw of the character. Parang it's impossible that there are unflawed characters. Like, you can't be that good and that kind and that perfect without, making your mistakes here and there, even if it was in the past or whatever.
Yeah, and I think this year there have been a lot of female-centric action films. So if in the future, if you come across a role like the one in Buy Bust with Ann Curtis, or like Erich in We Will Not Die Tonight, would you be open to accepting that kind of role?
I would, but I still feel like I would look for one that has a little more flaw in parang, something like that. Something, kasi siguro because I've been doing so many dramas that I look for those moments where I either relate to that character or I want to defend that character. Not just cheer for them. I mean, there has to be scenes where you cheer for them, of course, na parang, ang galing niya, kaya niya yan. But there also has to be moments where you're not sure kung kaya niya yan. Not because of the fight, but because of herself. Parang ganun.
Did you have or did you draw inspiration ba sa character mo na siya na sa ibang film or movie characters like in Hollywood? Kasi parang while watching it, nakikita ko yung film na not really that close, pero yung kay Natalie Portman in Garden State. So,
okay.
Did you have
I've heard also some comparison to Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet,
Eternal Sunshine.
Eternal
The Spotless
Sunshine.
Mind.
I've heard some comparison to that. I mean, honestly, I didn't really have a peg for it. I knew that I wanted her to be okay, kasi when people say, oh, she's this free-spirited girl that he meets and falls in love with, parang there's already like a typecast kind of caricature character that we all think about.
Yeah, Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
Yeah, ayun nga eh. Parang we all already know who this person is, diba? So I wanted to highlight her being unapologetic about her drinking. Like, I'm not doing anything wrong. If you think I'm doing something wrong, there's something wrong with you. Parang ganon. I wanted, and I wanted her to move a little more boyish also, because I felt like if she's a little bit more aggressive and she's the one to do the pickup lines or make the first move, then I wanted her to have like a kind of masculine energy about her that could possibly overpower Leo if she wanted to, but she won't. Because, parang I wanted her to be self-aware about that. Ayun, and just in general, like, fun-loving and... Oh, but I also wanted her to be... it was also very important to me that she had, like, this messianic complex underneath, all of that.
I picked that up din eh, na parang she wants to try to help Leo, who himself, he doesn't want to be helped because of his insecurities.
Right. And also when she talks about her ex, it was at a time in her ex's life when he needed help. And the things that he says about her is that she saved his life. So she, you know, she tends to fixate talaga on other people's problems as an escape from her own.
How was it working with Direct Joel Ruiz? Is this the first time na naka-work mo siya? And then, regarding no sa character mo, meron ba siyang nire-require na, let's say, mannerisms or gestures ng character or approach with the character?
The thing I appreciate about Direct Joel is he gave us so much freedom. 2 years before the film was actually made was the time that it was pitched to me. It was supposed to be a 30-minute meeting, which turned into like a 5-hour, like just talking and threshing. Well, okay, within the first 30 minutes, I already said yes. So add 4.5 hours to that of just like bonding and threshing it out and saying my views about Shauna and how I felt like I connected to her. And then we would like argue about certain things, we would agree about certain things. And then after that day, he noticed that I had a tendency to like twirl my hair once in a while. Like if I was staring into space thinking about something, then my hand would just naturally go to my hair and start twirling. And so that's what he made Shauna's little gesture after.
Okay.
So meeting me that day, he tweaked certain things about her that he felt like, to mirror our conversation.
Okay.
So, yeah, it wasn't difficult at all, and we instantly hit it off during the pitch pa lang. He was gonna ask me pa lang, and we hit it off instantly. And the whole movie making experience with him was a dream. Like, we were all very open and collaborative, and he would always take everything I said into consideration. Like, he never made us feel like, oh, I'm the director, you're just the actor, you do what I say. No, it was a collaboration for every person on set, and everyone's opinion or suggestion would be taken into consideration. Like, he treated everything with importance because everyone on set was an artist.
I see.
Yeah. Have you read the critical response to the film?
I've read recently I have read probably not all, but most. I even read tweets, not just, I read the articles, I read the reviews, I read the tweets, I read the number of stars that we get, from certain people. And yeah, I'm very grateful that it's pretty much been positive all the way. I haven't seen anyone say that it's a bad movie, and I'm really happy that a lot of the people who have seen our movie understood the subtlety of what we were going for, and understood even the tiny little jokes that happen in the background. Like, I'm really excited that there are different ways to make films now, because when we tried to talk about our movie, they were like, so it's a rom-com, right? And I'm like, no, not really. So it's like a romance drama, so it's like this. It is a romance drama, but it's not like that. And then it would be like so hard to explain until you watch it. And then they go, wow, there's more than one way of hitting a genre. I mean, it's the same genre, really. It's just done in a subtle way, without the characters being cartoony, without without certain things being spoon-fed, because we hope that people are game to figure it out on their own, diba? I mean, it's a two-person story, and only one character is explained. So the other character has to be figured out. So, parang it is like a fun little puzzle that you can put together. But I don't think we make it difficult for people. We try to make it as clear as possible who these people are. And yeah, like I appreciate that when I read the reviews, people seem to have really put the puzzle together like right away after watching it once. So, ayun, parang I felt like, yay, goal effective, like, you know, achievement unlocked. Like I'm just happy with the outcome. Honestly, I don't know what the box office thing is yet. Like, I haven't received the report or whatever. But like, just from the reviews alone and the experience that I took away from making this movie and like what it was like to work with JM and Joel and DBA, like that alone is like, wow, I am so happy that I did that.
I'm just curious, kasi dun sa special things mo, you mentioned Leonardo DiCaprio. Why? Why?
I know, I have, because I decided, you know what, at this point, like, if I, why not, right? Like,
You missed 100% of the shots.
Hindi na. So yeah, I decided, you know, at this point, I can probably like write on my thank you list anything I want, and so I'm gonna write my favorite actor because he is the one that inspired me to not just try and act well, but I like him because I trust his taste. He always picks good movies, and that's what I want to do from here on out. Like, not just business, but I want my fans to trust my taste.
Yeah, the consummate actor.
Yeah, so that's why.
So, Rian, thank you so much.
Thank you so
for-
much. I loved all your questions. Like, you
Yeah.
you guys really got me thinking there.
Yeah. And I hope you enjoyed spending time with us.
Absolutely, I really did.
And yeah, again, thank you guys, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you. I hope you all enjoy Kung Paano Siya Nawala.
So, meron akong face blindness.
Face blindness.
Hindi ko nahalala yung mga mukha ng tao, so hindi ko sila makilala. Nasaan ako?
Kuya, ako to.
Bukas.
Hindi na rin kita makilahalan.
Hindi ko pa naman sa tanga. Wala ka ng paraan yan. Nurse mo yan.
Okay, guys, so we've just come back from the block screening of Kung Paano Siya Nawala.
Yes.
So I'm John Tawasil from Present Confusion.
I'm Jim from jplorapo.blogspot.com.
And
And I'm DJ Ramones from reversedelay.net.
so so we've all seen the film, of course. And
Just now.
Just now.
Very fresh.
Second
hot
time.
take. Hashtag hot take. So let's
Impressions.
So let's impressions on the movie. So this DJ, since you're the one who
The
watched
freshest.
this,
Overall, I liked it kasi, well, going into it, di ba, syempre, parang this late in the year, parang yet another millennial romantic movie.
Yeah.
Pero the good thing about this one is it really starts with a concept which it implements and uses effectively.
Yeah.
So yung face blindness thing na, yun nga, nearly secondary na nga lang siguro yung ano eh. Kasi it's also a family drama.
Yeah.
Arguably, it's as much a family drama as it is a romantic movie.
when I was watching this, I found some similarities to Sleepless in the way na
By Brian Cruz.
by Prime Cruz, in the way na hindi nila pagtulog is not the central thing, diba? They are also family issues in Liza's character in that movie. Na nakita ko din dito.
Nung simula nga, sabi ko nga kay Jim, interesting, detail, parang, so, nagiinuman sila. Parang, early on, kung saan nag-meet yung characters ni Rian and JM.
Yeah.
So, nasa bar. Tapos, lumabas sila kasi ng venue and then, parang umaga or tanghali. Basta it was
Yeah.
still daytime. Tapos parang nag-comment ako kay Jimmy, parang nagiinuman sila umaga pa. And then later ko lang na-realize na, kasi they both work night shifts.
Yes.
Yes.
Meron siyang ganung attention. Hindi nga parang it's good attention to detail on the part of the filmmakers, pero you have to figure it out yourself.
Yeah, ang grabe yung attention nga to detail na on second viewing ko lang napansin.
Yes.
Na
Yung nagkakantuhan nga tayo kanina.
Doon sa bahay ni Leo, yung family pictures niya ay may name tags. So he would remember who is who. Di ba? And in terms of they did the research in terms of the medical condition. Kasi, like, yung sinabi namin kay Rian kanina, when I was reading medical literature on experiences of people with face blindness, ganon yung nakikita talaga nila. So they see, there was this one guy that saw people, tapos paiba-iba yung mukha niya, i-shift lang niya ng konti yung mukha niya. Kasi yun nga they see people na hindi nila ma-cohere yung bits and pieces ng mukha ng tao into, si DJ to, si Jim to, si John to. Ganun. Yun. Guys, ano pa?
Pero at the same time, within the film itself, yung the way JM's character described how face blindness is like to him.
Yes.
Yung kinumpare niya sa dog. Parang seeing a dog na to most humans, pare-pareho lang sila. Pero hindi lang siya random metaphor kasi it turns out na yung dog is parang naging character din siya sa movie. Diba?
Yeah.
Din nila.
And sayang hindi ko pala natanong kay Rian na
Ayaw nga kanina.
I guess it's more of a question for JM kasi
Yes.
si Whiskey, Rian, ano tawag doon?
Pet ni Rian. Ni Shana, I'm sorry.
Ni Shana, it was a abandoned dog. And it was by pause. So itong si JM by the end,
yes, later on
nag-pause na siya in the hopes na sana baka magkita sila ulit. Yun yung peg ko dun sa scene. Hindi ko natanong kay Rian. Pero yun it's like I said in my review, it's also a film about how we perceive other people and how we let ourselves be perceived by other people. Like in the interview earlier, si Shana, marami siyang sikretong gustong itago na ayaw niyang ipakita sa character ni JM. Na yun yung naging source of conflict, yung source of insecurity ni JM na baka meron tinatago si Shana sa kanya hindi maganda. On the other hand, si JM mismo, yung character niya si Leo, he, because of his condition, also because of the insecurities na dinala niya with that condition, ayaw niyang mag-express ng sarili niya sa ibang tao. Kaya yung face blindness niya, hindi niya sinasabi. He's very distant to his co-workers. Although yung isang character doon, yung si Paulo O'Hara, he's trying to connect
si Felix.
Si Felix.
Medyo boss figure kasi siya sa office.
Parang he sees something, I think, in Leo's character Kaya may effort siya. Pero yung mga iba, hindi talaga nila naiintindihan, di ba? Yan. Ano pa, guys?
Ako, na-amaze ako, nagandahan ako at nagalingan ako dun sa characters.
Yes.
Ganon. Match pa siya dun sa performances nila JM De Guzman and Rian Ramos. Kaya nabanggit ko kanina yung film ay example ng character-driven movie. Ganon. And yun nga, katulad din nabanggit ko kanina kasi na-notice ko with Rian Ramos, di ba, like in Silong and Saving Sally, at first yung character niya ay charming and then may dark side pala yung characters niya. Ayun.
Yun in terms of characterization, this is one of ang ganda ng pagka-flesh out.
Totoo.
Nung mga characters. Para siyang the only film, I guess, na parang ganito ish yung approach niya. Yung similar romantic film is yung Sid and Aya na napanood ko.
Okay. I see.
Na tipong both parties, meron silang kanya-kanyang dysfunction. Hindi ko alam. Yun. Tsaka kahit na may sinabi si Rian kanina na gusto niyang i-ano si Shana na medyo mysterious. Pero not in the way na maging cliche siya. Parang nakuha naman niya, to be fair.
Parang mysterious but not too mysterious.
Yeah, mysterious but not too, tamang mysterious lang.
Relatable mysterious.
From that term, ang masasabi ko din ay relatable yung mga characters. Actually nila Shanna and Leo. Kasi ito yung mga characters, sabi na natin na yung in real life, may mga tao na longing to connect, though meron silang itinatago.
Yeah.
Yun yung nakita ko dun sa film. Kahit nasabihin natin na Shanna and Leo, nagre-represent lang sila ng siguro few people or people na may face blindness, ganon. And si Shanna merong past, diba? Na yun nga, related to drugs.
Sobrang relatable nga eh. Even if you don't, sabi nga, even if you don't have face blindness, yung desire mo to connect with another person, either parang voluntarily or involuntarily, hindi mo magawa. Yun eh. Yun yung isa sa mga tumagos sa akin nung pinanood ko yung pelikula. Kaya mabigat din siya. And alam mo yun, yung may mga relationship siguro tayo, ewan ko lang, hindi naman siguro universal. Yung tipong you had something good going, pero because of your own, kasi hindi mo mahal yung sarili mo, or because of your own dysfunction, you lash out in self-destructive ways. And it reflects, parang nag-reflect siya in in that scene where si Leo's character, because of his growing like frustration with yung situation niya with Shanna, yun siya with his co-worker.
Actually yun nainis din akong part dun sa movie.
It's
kasi
very
yung decision
hard
niya.
at first to sympathize with his character pero alam mong ginawa niya yun kasi hindi na niya alam yung gagawin niya sa sarili niya. Parang hindi ko siya dinidefend. Alam kong gago siya. Pero yun nga. Yung kagaguhan niya, may kumbaga may pinaghugutan din. Ganun.
Kaya ako rin nasabi na it really uses the concept well kasi nga well, at least sa part na yun, parang binibring up niya yung question na where does the sickness end and the personality starts.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you delineate between something you can attribute to a person's conditions versus something that you can attribute to that person as the person himself.
As that person, yeah. Parang how much of this condition defines you. Ganon.
Saka, yun, pinag-usapan natin kanina right after the screening na so incidental lang ba yung face blindness? Parang, or ano siya, hindi kasi siya gimmick eh. Kasi really good
gimmick eh.
Saka, naisip ko lang na if you think of the movies, one of the movie's main themes as identity.
Yun, totoo yan. Identity.
Critical yung face blindness. Parang identity perception. Parang kung may problema ka sa perception identity. And it goes both ways eh. Parang identity as a defense. Parang kung or sorry, the inability to identify as a form of defense. Kasi nga, parang sinabi ni character ni JM, di ba? Parang kaya mo ako pinili kasi parang
madali akong iwan.
At dahil mahirap din, parang nahirapan din siyang makakilala ng ibang tao. Parang even beyond yung physical appearance lang, parang it turns out na kahit emotionally or kahit yung inner selves ng other people, nahirapan din siyang
kilalanin. Kasi hindi siya sanay eh.
Totoo.
We had an interesting conversation on Twitter. Ako, si Manuel Pangaroy.
Ayan,
si James Espinosa. Kasi si James, parang alanganin siya with the film. And yung isang comment namin which relates to what you said was, parang the film makes a case na kahit na kino-compare niya kunyari si Leo, meron siyang face blindness, he has difficulty connecting with people. Shanna, she doesn't have face blindness, but number one, she has a substance problem, and that contributes to her also being unable to connect with people. Agot Isidro's character, nanay
Isa pa
siya,
yun.
di ba? She goes through multiple relationships, and her relationship with yung husband, yung tatay nila Leo, was also a failure. And even her, she doesn't have face blindness, but she has difficulty having relationships with people. So parang it's not just the condition, it's also the person.
It's not just Leo. Parang it's only Leo who has the definable illness.
Yeah.
Oh, yan.
Pero they all have that same deficiency in dealing with people.
Yeah, so it generates this parang contrast na tipong sige ganyan ka na, pero paano sila? Parang don't use your illness solely as the excuse for your problems. So it's just a part of yung the entirety of kung ano yung mali sa kanya na yun. Na in the end, yun yung nangyari sa kanila.
Saka yun doon ako agree kay Manuel or kay Manny. Kasi sabi niya, di ba, na sa film, maganda yung depiction ng middle class as well as yung mental health issues or problem. As in, normal lang siya. Kasi di ba how yung character ni Agot Isidro, even ni Barbara Ruaro ba yun, treated J.M. de Guzman's character, Leo.
Yeah, and kung tutusin mo, yung pinaka-successful na relationship lang sa film ay yung si Barbara Ruaro tsaka yung girlfriend niya.
Yun ang maganda din sa film kasi may pinakita ring part, 'di ba, na yung lesbian relationship, 'di ba, na yun pa nga yung successful relationship than the straight, 'di ba?
Nung una hindi ko nga na-pick up na sila. Parang, sino to? Parang tita ba to? Parang pinsan? Ay, sila pala ni Barbara Ruaro. Yun eh. And
sensitive portrayal kasi parang
totoo, sensitive
it's just
portrayal
played
siya.
as is.
Presented, not emphasized.
Yeah, ang galing.
Ang galing.
And yun.
Hindi siya nag-end up na Hindi siya nag-end up. Di ba kasi usually kapag may mental health issue or problem sa isang character sa movie, nagtitend siya na maging melodramatic Pero in this film, hindi
It's not, para siyang deconstruction of that concept
totoo.
Kaya,
I do get na the film is self-conscious about being a hugot movie naman kasi nga there's that nod at the end, di ba, na parang ano ba, aga-aga nahugutan tayo. I guess the writers are trying to distance themselves away from the hugot culture na
knowing naman na it's Aloy Adlawan. Magaling naman si Aloy Adlawan na
magsulat
but then again hindi nga kasi naman talaga romance film lang to
Yes. It's just, sabi nga niyan, it's not just a romance film. Pero
nakakatuwa nga sinabi mo rin, it's also a family drama, diba? Parang kung tutusin ng film, parang na-cover niya lahat. For me, na-cover niya lahat talaga, diba? Like, family drama, yung main character na meron nga siyang mental health issue, and then itong si Shana have difficulty to connect, and may rin siya, may past siya, diba? So, ang ganda lang ng film. Yun sasabi ko.
Galing.
Amazed ako.
kasi kung ikakahon mo siya dun sa conventional romance movie, you have to appreciate na sobrang buo nung family ni Leo. Parang, di ba parang conventional drama, magkakaroon niya ng point na the mother will
away-away, drama-drama, hagisan ng baso.
Tapos magkakwento yung mother about her past, parang to encourage him.
Pero dito yung dysfunctional family, ito yung realistic. For me, it's realistic na take ng dysfunctional family.
Yun. And it also, Leo's relationship with his father, parang it shows na, kasi in this film, si Leo, he's the kind of guy na wala masyadong dala in terms of relationships with other people. Si Rian, gaya nga ng sinabi niya sa film, si Shana, dinadala niya lahat.
Kasi si JM, yung character ni JM na si Leo tends to be apathetic.
Yes.
Yun yung makikita mo.
And the film also makes the case with Leo's father na there are some people na kahit ayaw mong dalhin, nandun pa rin sila. So, like, again, in that scene na nagkita si Leo and his dad, Leo doesn't recognize his dad's face. In the flashbacks, if you look carefully, yung itsura nung tatay niya is different dun sa itsura niya sa kanyang deathbed, basically. Pero yung feeling na dinala niya, yung pagkamuhi, yung yung parang resentment, kung bakit mo ka iniwan, ganun. Lumabas lahat yan eh. Kaya, even though hindi niya kilala face-wise yung tatay niya, nandun pa rin yung catharsis. Yung emotional release.
Bilang full spoilers na rin tayo.
Full spoilers.
I remember yung mismong lines dun kasi well, syempre fresh pa yung movie.
Kakapanood pa lang eh.
Kasi di ba nung tinanong siya ng tatay niya, parang nakikilala pa ba ako, Leo? Tapos yung sagot niya, may beaten dun eh. Kasi unang sagot niya, hindi kita nakalimutan. So, you can, parang inisip ko na dalawa actually yung answer. Parang,
there are two thoughts in that sentence.
Or parang sinagot niya na hindi kita nakilala, pero hindi kita nakalimutan. Parang you could insert that word na pero, dun, in between dun sa dalawang clauses.
Kasi yun yung sinabi, di ba, nung character ni Rian Ramsey siya na makakalimutan mo yung tao, pero yung ipinadama sa'yo ng tao, hindi mo makakalimutan.
Yeah, exactly.
Mga makikita mo sa Twitter yung mga ganyan.
Actually,
papost sa Cinehub, ganyan, charot.
Hindi pa rin siya makakatakas din sa hugot, pero at least
yung sinasabi niya Tristan na screen cap or screenshot.
Screen capable. Ayan na.
Trailer highlights.
Cinema Bravo dyan. Post na kayo. Pero yun nga, kahit na ganun siya iba, ang ganda ng atake niya for me. Tapos, syempre, on a personal level, tumatak din siya sa akin. Na parang, shit, yun. Basta shit.
Actually, it's an emotional film for me.
It's a very emotional film.
Nakarelate ako. May mga parts sa characters nila, Rian and JM, na somewhat natatouch, di ba, yung personal, ang bigat
mong huli. Dinala ko yung kabigatan na yun. Hanggang, yun nga, doon lang, nung nakita ko na si emotional release. Ganun. Hindi kita makakalimutan. Ganun.
Totally si Joy.
Sama namin si Joy ngayon. Hi, Joy.
I want to director, to commend two particular scenes. Yung isa, yung Halloween party. Kasi, well, common naman syempre sa millennial romance movies na may party scene. Pero dito, mas meaningful siya kasi may costumes, may masquerade.
May masquerade, oo.
Naka-masquerade yung mga tao. Tapos,
yes,
yung tone din ng mismo eksena kasi mismong si Leo, si JM, nagugulat siya, parang na-culture shock siya dun sa circle ni
Shana.
So parang sobrang impactful siya. Hindi lang siya basta-basta, uy, tugs-tugs, pakita natin na ganito ginagawa ng kids ngayon.
kasi Shana's circle of friends, yun yung disguise, kumbaga, a crowd of disguises.
May facade. Ganun.
Is the facade itself. Galing.
Yung isa pa is yung flashbacks ng relationship na another trope to sa romance, di ba? Parang lapit sa dulo, parang palaging para mas may gut punch, paramdam natin ito yung moments from the beginning up until the end. Pero again, additionally meaningful siya dito kasi yung face blindness.
Yeah.
Parang kasi nga yung pagkakapakita is
hindi mo makikita,
hindi mo siya makikita. Parang pinipilit niyang alalahanin.
Pero iba na yung nakikita niya.
Dahil may sakit siya. Which again points na sobrang fully utilized yung concept dun sa movie.
And it's not parang going to that theme na about how people see other people. He's not seeing Shana as Shana's face. Seeing Shana as his memories of her with him together. Na yun nga, parang may sinabi siya, di ba, na pag nawala na siya sa utak, nawawala sa puso. Parang the film's trying to fight against that during that scene na tinatry niya alalahanin yung alaala niya with her.
Saka yung gusto ko rin yung scene doon, yung sa bar. Maganda kasi yung linya, yung sabi niya, di ba, na pag masolohin yan, akin ang iba. And then, after that, ang maganda doon is yung eksena na parang lahat ng babae na nakikita niya in the bar. Ay, si Rian.
Pucha, umiyak ako doon.
Ang ganda, nagaganda ako doon sa eksena.
Parang siya yung naging mundo niya.
Oo, in fairness.
From a person who can't see people distinctly, she now sees her everywhere. Tapos
parang biglang nakilala niya lahat.
Oo. Shit. Iyak ako, wait lang guys.
Parang at that moment, biglang from a world na wala siya nakikilala, biglang nakikilala niya lahat.
Totoo.
Galing.
Kasi diba sabi nga niya, kilala niya lang mother niya, sister niya. And then, di ba, sabay singit si Rihanna, ako din.
Then, ayun.
Ganon.
Parang at that moment, masasagot niya, oo, ikaw din.
I wonder kung natanong niyo ba kung meron mga ad-lib. Kasi may at least one scene dito na feeling ko ano yung ad-lib.
Pero kasi nasabi siya, di ba, binigyan sila ng freedom ni Direct
Yeah, Joel Ruiz gave them freedom to do what they wanted. And he took input from, I think, both Rian and JM with how to develop the roles.
The characters.
Kaya yun nga eh.
The
Sabi
roles
nga ni
pala.
ano kahapon ni Dwayne Baltasar eh.
Collaboration din yung sabi.
Dictatorial eh.
Ayaw niya ng author credit. Na,
wag walang author
film
theory. Walang ganun.
Saka ang gusto ko rin sa film kasi aminado is yung na-LSS kasi ako sa anino ng UDD. From the trailer pa lang aminado.
Parang ilang taon, 16 years na yata siyang out. The demo is circulating in the internet. Pero UDD has never released it in their album yet. They're gonna release it with their latest album, yung Dauntless.
Totoo na ba na?
For real.
Dami na nilang singles na.
Kasi ang ganda. Kasi yun nga. Ang ganda eh. Ang ganda ng kanta.
Ng lyrics, nung melody.
And it fits
rhythm.
It fits yung that relationship eh. Yung may parang yung the tentativeness of going into a
yung
relationship.
tentativeness.
Na-capture nung film and nung ano. So guys, what did you think about the ending of this film? Ayun.
Parang kailangan pa.
Kasi ayaw ko tanong si Rian kasi malamang meron siyang sariling
May take din siya.
take siya. Pero parang kay Dwayne, di ba? Let's not spoil the magic. Parang sa ating tatlo, yan. DJ, since you're the freshest, the fresh maker.
Hindi ko alam eh. Godfrey lang is optimistic lang talaga siya na.
Yeah.
Well, syempre yung question din is number one, siya ba talaga yun?
Yeah. Yung pala ibang tao eh.
yun yung ma-inculcate ng movie sa'yo para magdududa ka sa sino ba?
Kasi nung una pa lang, di ba? Tapos may isang time na talagang nakipagpalit si Shannon sa ibang tao. Tapos,
although medyo clear na hinahanap nga niya ulit si Shanna kasi nga, yun nga, pumunta siya dun sa volunteer ba yun?
yeah,
sa
with
Pause.
Pause eh. So he's trying to
Or at least, or even if wala siyang intention to get her back, at least parang try to experience what she's been through.
probably.
Parang gusto niya mas maintindihan siya, ganun.
Personally, yung take ko dun sa last scene is, yun nga. So, like you said, Leo's trying to live with things that he associates with Shanna. Yung boss, working with like kids, ganyan. And he sees, parang he's scanning the area. He's looking for her eh. And yun nga, yung surprise doon ay nandun si Rian, si Shanna, pinapanood siya. And parang bittersweet yung take ko, na tipong he spots her parang through association lang. Parang from that feeling the feelings that he had. Nakita niya si Rian. Pero nung tumalikod si Rian, iba na kasi yung buhok niya. Diba? Yung palatandaan niya kay Rian is yung Bob. Bob nga ba? Or top pony. Dapat pala tinanong natin kay Rian. Rian, please tell us in Twitter. Yun.
Na yung palatandaan kasi na yun is si Shanna mismo yung nagbigay sa kanya. Unlike the other marks na siya mismo yung kumukuha, gumagawa.
To me, it signifies na parang hindi pa siya ready na makipag-reconnect, maybe. She's hesitating. Kaya, hindi pa rin yung kanyang hairstyles. Pero I don't know guys. Sa akin lang, medyo pessimistic.
Ako na take ko, hindi talaga si Rian yun. Kasi feeling ko din, parang nagko-collect lang siya ng memory. Doon sa, syempre, di ba yung, naging sa kanya si Rian eh. Naging iba yung impact sa kanya. So, parang, yun lang yung thought ko. Kasi pag pinakita doon sa, before it ends, di ba yung akala niya ito na si Rian, pero iba pala. Ganon. So, yun. Feeling ko iba siya, hindi siya si Rian.
I see.
Pero, I'm not sure if it's just me, pero hindi talaga in-answer clearly ng movie kung paano siya nawala.
Oh, paano? Paano nga ba?
Ano kay Ria?
Tignan natin. Yan, paano ka ba talaga nawala?
Nag-away sila, di ba, na in-approach ni Shana si apologetic, tapos sinabi ni Leo yung douchebag move.
Yeah, douchebag move.
Tapos nag-away sila and then nawala nga siya.
Yeah,
so,
that's-
never pinakita yung exact moment to moment na
Nag-connect din ako doon actually eh. Nag-resonate siya sa akin. Tagus yun. Kasi sometimes, relationships don't... Actually, not sometimes. A lot of times, relationships don't end clearly. Nagkakalabuan lang kayo.
Totoo.
And then, you just, disappear. Teka, naiyak na naman ako.
Ano to?
O, Cinema Brava. Screenshot mo ito.
Confessions na ba ito?
Confessions. Yun eh. Sometimes it's messy. It's never clean. And you're trying to... may times yan na gusto mo makipag-usap doon sa binrake mo, pero tatakot ka na.
Wala naman kasing perfect relationship.
There is no perfect relationship. And that's one of the things that I love about this movie.
Yes.
It shows us all of the warts and parang wounds nitong dalawang characters na to.
Yun ang love ko rin sa film kasi they are two broken people eh.
Yeah.
Ganon. Hindi
Trying-
broke na walang pera, but
talaga.
broken.
Sleepless eh. Sleepless kung sleepless eh.
Hi, Direct Prime.
Ay, na-follow niya sa Twitter tayo. Direct pa yung guest kasama eh. Pag-usapan natin yung manananggal, debutants. Michelle Vito, yes.
Lumabas pa naman siya, si Emmanuel Vera, di ba?
Oo, siya si
Shana
Shana.
Shana number X.
Shana something. Oo nga, number X nga. Kasi dami eh.
Shana.
Dami.
Naalala ko tuloy yung kwento nating dalawa.
Yung din dyan, guys, before I watched this film, kasi I've already read a few stories about heard and read stories about face blindness. I tweeted something earlier. There's a podcast. I think it's Radio Lab. Radio Lab. If you search, there's a story there about a woman who falls in love with a guy with face blindness.
Radio Lab?
Radio Lab.
Lab.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hanapin
natin
nyo.
yan.
Face blindness, Radio Lab, Valentine's. Ganun. Search
Okay.
nyo.
Search mo.
It's just like 15 minutes. Pero yun, akala ko ganun lang siya. Pero it turned out to be so much more. Yung dinagdag niya ng kung paano siya nawala to that parang basic form ng story. It made the whole movie so much better for me. Kasi ako personally, even though yun nga, it's not a perfect film. Wala namang perfect films.
Totoo naman talaga.
I consider this as one of the better, or if not one of the best, films of the year. And
Ako
that's saying a lot.
Ako din.
Ewan ko, there's something, kasi I guess, part na rin yun yung tama sa akin personally. I'm sure not a lot of people will agree. Ganun. Kasi iba-iba din yung take nila from this film and others. Pero ako, hindi naman super top, hindi na siya number one. Hindi ganun. Pero nandun siya. I'm compiling a list na eh.
Ako din.
May initin na lang ako ibang pelikula. Pero I have like 19 films na top. Kasama to doon. Yun lang.
Ang maganda kasi with kung paano siya nawala, it's not a typical love story.
Oh, definitely.
Yan. Saka, dyan na naman siya nagpo-fall sa quiet, di ba, na romance movie. Kung makikita nyo, kapag may dialogue, hindi ma-music.
Mumblecore.
Diba?
Usapan namin ni Dwayne.
Yun.
Yan. DJ.
Sa akin kasi, yun nga, nagsimula na pinanood ko siya na merong expectation sa yet another romantic movie. Pero pag ganyan naman kasi, parang dahil dun sa expectations yung template kasi is, di ba, parang meet cute and then steady and then nagsashake yung relationship and then
romantic tropes.
Usually naman, nearly all films get the meet cute stage, right?
Yes.
Parang, tapos, yung magiging sobrang critical ka na lang pagdating dun sa how does the relationship break down.
Exactly.
And this film, knee-jerk reaction is it does it well kasi nga meron siyang diversion na it's not just a romantic movie, may
Yes.
family aspect, may friendship, workplace aspect, kaya it handles that part well.
Yeah. Yun guys. So, final thoughts, I guess, on kung paano siya nawala.
Nasabi ko na siya. It's not a typical love story.
Ang reaction ko, hoo, ganun. I love
Saka
it.
yun nga talaga, it's an emotional film. Very relatable ang mga characters. Na parang matatouch niya yung somewhat personal life or issues mo. Yun, for me, kaya talagang malaking impact ng film.
I sincerely hope more people go to watch it.
Yes.
Kasi, yun nga. It's a movie that I think that deserves to be seen.
Yes.
Considering na medyo chucks naman yung ibang pelikulang lalabas this week. Throwing shade! Ganun. Dumugi na ako ng Harry Potter fans. Bata Kedavra! Ganun. De, joke lang. Pero yun nga, parang guys, watch this film. Even if you end up hating it, at least nakapanood kayo, di ba? Charot! I tricked you! Yun. PJ.
Sa acting siguro, parang si JM, tutuwa ako dun sa yung titig niya sa,
Oh, yeah.
sa mga parang makikita mo na kinikilala talaga niya.
Ganun na
And then later on, minention niya siya nung mga co-workers niya. Gabi yung titig niya. Parang,
Ang weird. Ang weird.
na-communicate naman yan. And then si Rian, yung small things, yung words na
Fully realized ka.
Yes.
The consummate actor. Rian ay... So yun, to end this podcast, since ano lang natin kahapon, instead of saying what we just watched, let's just tell what movie or TV series are you looking forward to watching in the next week. So I'll start. Kasi ngayon ang debut ng iWant TV, sa free streaming service. So nandiyan ang Ma at Glorious. Gusto ko mapanood yung Glorious kasi
Ano ba?
Tony Labrusca. Joke lang. Pero tsaka Ma, because hindi ko napanood yan nung Cinema One, and a lot of people who I trust really like this film. And it's by Kenneth Dagatan, who directed Sanctissima, a short film in Cinemalaya. And I really liked Sanctissima. Also, ano ba bang... Actually, yun na lang. Actually, after nun, hindi na siguro... and also, hindi ko napanood. Sorry po. Hindi ko napanood na nag-premiere tonight was Carlo Catus Aria.
Oo nga, in fairness.
It's the history of yung mga hook balahap, diba? Parang ganun.
But it will be showing sa
Maginhawa Film Festival.
May ganun pala, hindi ko alam yun. Maginhawa Film
May
Festival.
bagong
Kailan yan? Saan yan?
Sa Cinema Centenario.
Okay.
Centenario lang ba? Parang, or may iba pa
And
bang-
others, I'm not sure. Check nyo na lang sa Ginhawa Film Festival.
Yeah, okay.
Pero yun, after I've seen Aria, pwede na akong gawa ng end of year shade. Shade.
Competition talaga yun. So, aside from Arya na nag-premiere kanina, papalabas ulit dun Hypothalamus.
Yes.
Ay, okay. Para ma-catch up ko na siya. Dali ko.
And
Hindi ko siya
a lot of
napapanood.
other movies. Musmos na Sumibol sa Gubat and Digma.
Yeah.
And others.
I see.
So yun, DJ, any movies you're
Actually,
looking at?
pinanood ako kanina.
Ano?
San Junipero.
Oh, okay.
Yung episode ng Black Mirror.
Oh, yeah.
Not really TV series person, pero sobrang na-curious ako doon kasi before I knew about the Black Mirror episode, alam ko lang yung San Junipero as a song by Carousel Casualties sa local band. Na parang nag-search lang ako sa Spotify, related artists. Band Harbor, I like this band. Napanood sila. Tapos parang San Junipero. Tapos it turned out na it's based from the series talaga.
It does,
Episode pala.
parang does the song, so the song,
The song is really... Yeah, it's from the perspective of one of the characters sa
alright.
Okay, I see.
Jim?
Share ko na lang din. Kasi di ba nagkaroon ng QC International Pink Film Festival.
Yeah, what did you watch?
Yan. So, napanood ko 2 movies. Yung Liquid Truth and ng Brazil, and then Memories of My Mud Body ng Indonesia.
Oh,
Yun.
okay.
So, with Liquid Truth, ang ano ko lang concern ko, kasi naririnig ko rin yung audience na iba, shaky yung camera. Ganon, shaky. So, medyo mayroon siyang...
nakakahilo mo, shaky.
Oo, may ganun siyang part. Pero ang maganda naman dun sa film kasi pinakita dun yung inaccuse yung isang swimming instructor.
Of what?
Ng child abuse.
Like sexual harassment?
Oo, ganon.
I see. Okay.
Pero, ano lang kasi yun, parang hindi clear sa movie kung totoong nangyari.
So this swimming instructor is gay or lesbian?
Pinag-ano lang siya, parang pinaghihinalaan na gay.
So
pero hindi naman kasi meron siyang
hindi. It doesn't his sexuality. It doesn't overtly say kung ano yung sexuality.
Oo, hindi naman.
Oh, interesting.
Saka ang maganda doon kasi is pinakita yung impact ng social media when it comes to, pag nagra-rant, diba, parang nag-ask ng sympathy, ganun. So, yun ang nakita ko maganda with the film. Meanwhile, yung sa Memories of My Body, it's an Indonesian film, and it's about parang it's like a biopic nung ni Rianto, choreographer sa Indonesia. And ang maganda dun sa film, pinakita yung culture, tradition ng Indonesia na for me, hindi ako familiar.
Yeah.
Ayun.
Okay.
Yan.
So, I guess that ends our episode for today. Yan. Thank you, Rian Ramos, again.
Thank you to...
If you're listening to this, wink, wink.
Thank you to the Cyberian.
Thank you to
Yes,
Cyberian.
thank you.
Very nice, accommodating fan club.
Yes.
Yan. Yung mga iba dyan, mga Sharonians. So step it up, guys.
And I'd like to thank pala si Iko Carion and Miss Rachel na handle ni
thank you
Rian
very
Ramos.
much for accommodating us.
Yes.
And we'll be back someday, somehow. May mga pasabog pa na lalagyan pa ng explosion sound effect. May mga pasabog pa kami na episodes. By the end of the month.
Sino kaya mga guests?
Malay mo. So yun guys, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.